have thought about using Square or even started an account but couldn't figure out how to configure everything, how to even navigate, then this is your class. Square 101 is basically just going over the different portions so that you can launch your business on the Square platform. Now, Square is a beast. There are so many things that are inside of the Square platform for hardware, from online, from payments, invoices, appointments. There are a number of businesses that are able to use the Square platform. So today I'm going to go through just getting started, brand new. The link to the Square homepage is in the description. You can click it and it'll bring you to this page. And we're going to start it from the top. So in getting started, we'll click get started. Once you get here, this is going to be your first step. If you already have a Square account, you can hit sign in here. If this is your first Square account, then you will put your email address, a password, where you're located at. You'll agree to Square's terms, which you can read here, your terms, your privacy policy, and an e-sign consent. And then you'll click continue. So I'll go and do that. So once you complete that, it'll take you here where you will need the business name. So this business name that's here will show up across Square. So you want to make sure that that is the correct spelling. If you do run into a place where you've made a mistake with extra space or you misspell something, then you will be able to change it in your dashboard also. So then you'll put what kind of business you run. So you have a lot of your retail, your professional services, food and drink, transportation. So for this, I'm just going to use consulting, and then we'll click start using Square. Next, we'll say what type of business you are. If you are a sole proprietor or individual, you'll use here private company, LLC, partnership, or charitable organization. You will need to add your EIN numbers to this. So if you don't have an EIN number yet, then you don't want to move forward with like your LLC because it's going to ask you for these additional information. If you are a sole proprietor, then you only need to put your phone number, your annual revenue, and then your business address. So here it brings in my business name. You can add a phone number here, put in your estimated revenue. And then if you don't have an address, then you'll just click, I have a mobile business without a permanent physical location. And then next. Now with that information, it will give you recommended softwares that you should use in your business based on your business type. So it's recommending for Square Point of Sale, the virtual terminal, invoices, online, and payment links. So that this is your POS system where you can use it to almost like a register. You can download apps on your phone, on your tablet, and take orders through the POS system. You can also use hardware, which will give you those Square registers and be able to use. Each one it shows where it starts. So all of these tools start at $0 a month, and you just have to pay your transaction fees. Next is the invoices. This is if you're going to send an invoice via email or phone to your customers, then invoicing will be the way to go to collect payments. Virtual terminal is if you will be taking any remote payments where your customers will send you their credit card number and you could put that in and take it without the physical card being there. Then Square Online is the online website that you can have your items on and your online ordering, your items, physical and digital. Those all live under online. And then payment links are links that you can create for each of your products to send to your customers complete that payment. So for right now, I'm going to click skip. Where and how you run your business. So if you're on the go, a mobile business, you'll click that. If you're brick and mortar, then you'll click that one. If you're multi-locations, you can also choose that. You can do multiple options. So for this, we'll just stick with the on the go. Next is going to tell us some of the hardware that we should use for the on the go business set. So we have the Square Terminal, which is one of their newest hardwares that you can use to take payments. You can order and print receipts from the same terminal. It's $2.99, or you can do $27 over 12 months. The Square Reader contactless and chip is $59, and you can also do a monthly payment for that one. And then, because with new stores, you can order a free Square Reader with MagStripe. This is what you will plug into your headphone jack, or if you're using the iPhone, in your Lightning. As you see, they have two different adapters on them. So once you click add, it'll ask you which configuration you'll want, and then you can add it to your store. For USB-C devices, select the headset jack, and then there's a USB-C adapter for $9 in the store shop. So once you've chosen your card reader, then you can hit next, or you can skip. From here, it tells you the add-on software. So if you want to do payroll, if you want to do team management, shifts, team communication, the payroll, simple. There is a free version where it's $5 per person who is a contractor. And if you have W-2, you will pay that monthly fee plus $5 for each person who is paid. For team management, this is where you bring in your shifts, you bring in tip management on POS systems, and employee access management. Now, with team management, there is a free version, but you're only able to schedule up to 10 days per schedule. So if you want to do a month-long schedule, then you'll need to upgrade to that team management, which you do get a 30-day free trial with. And this 30-day free trial is for current and new subscribers. Shifts is your employee shifts. So it is your labor costs, your tipping, your schedules, and such. Shifts in team management do have a joint fee. So there's one that you can upgrade to the next one, and it will have both team management and shifts in that monthly payment. Then for team communication, it's $2.50 per team member, and you can send messages via your Square Team app to your team and send announcements out if needed. So we'll hit next, and then this is your two-factor verification code. If you wanted to do it later, you can. So just hit remind me later, and each time that you log in, it will ask you to verify for the verification code. So now you'll go through and add in your personal information. This is to verify that you are who you say you are, and protects other customers for using Square accounts that are actually run by people. So you'll need your first, last name, your phone number, date of birth, social security number, the last four, and your address, state, and zip code. Once you complete this, then you'll be able to go to the next step. So I'm going to block out my information right now to continue to do this. So now that I put the information in, it's verifying my identity, and then we'll move to the next step. So here we are. Now it's asking about how you want to get paid. Now you do receive 1 to 2 day transfers. So if you wanted to, after the customer pays the invoice, that invoice goes into your balance. Then in 24 to 48 hours, you can transfer that money to your external bank account. Now, Square has added in where you are able to have a banking account set up with them, and which is here, your bank with Square. so you get instant access to the sales. So as soon as somebody pays an invoice or purchases an item, it goes right into your Square checking account, so you're able to use right away with your debit card. You do also get a debit card. It is free to use, and there is no minimum balance that you have to keep a Square checking account. Or you can have it set up to transfer to your own bank accounts, whether you do a next day transfer or same day transfer. There are fees attached to the same day transfer as is outlined here, but you do have free next day transfer. So if you were to set up the Square checking account, you could go forward with that, or the next day business transfer and same day transfer. So you hit next, or you could skip that portion, but that's one of the big things about your account, how you get paid. So now it's asking for me to verify my phone number so that it can give me a 6-digit code. So in skipping the Square checking and just setting up for the transfers, now we are brought to the overview. So if you checked anything as far as the appointments, the invoices, any of those tools, or you added the card reader to your account, those things will show up here. Because I didn't add anything, nothing's here. So then I'll click next, and it'll give me the welcome to Square and be able to go to the dashboard. So you have successfully set up your Square account at this point. You should get welcome emails in your email address and welcome you to your brand new account. So now we will go to the dashboard, and this will load your dashboard. So every time you go to log into Square, this will be the first thing that you see every time. You will always be brought to your dashboard. Any notifications from Square, they're adding new features, or they will all come in these little toolkits here. So if I was to click here, it will tell me what's new. So whenever something is new, there's a new feature, there's a new update, they do a good job of letting you know. So because I have some things in my account that isn't set up, I see this little blue bar and the different pieces of the account. Now, each time you log in, this is what you will see. You'll see your key metrics that has your net sales, your transactions, and your returns. You'll also see your customers, your payment types, items here, categories, and it'll tell you about your online store. Down below, there's recommended products from Square for Retail, Square for Restaurants, Payment Links, Payrolls, Square Online, and gift cards. To your left is your main navigation. This navigation is going to be on every page of the site, no matter where you go. You can hide it by hitting the 3 bars up here, and I'll give you the full view. You can open it up. You can edit your quick access here for things that you want to see when you log in and what you don't want to see. If you don't want to see reports, you could turn that off. If you don't want to do virtual terminal, you can turn it off, and your quick access menu items update here. Now below this line is where you'll see all products. So every item here, items and orders are split into 2. Then you have marketing and loyalty. There you go. Payments, reports, sales channels, banking, staff and payroll, OS systems, and settings. If you wanted to look at everything that Square has to offer, you can click more from Square here, and it will open up a menu for all of the tools that Square has available for you. And they're still broken down into those little sections so that you can know what exactly everything is under. They have also added the hardware so that if you wanted to purchase any of these hardware pieces, you can. Then we also have apps below, and then customized solutions for developers. So going back to my dashboard, I can go to activate your account. Now you'll need to link your bank account. So you will need to have your routing and account number. If you did Square checking, then you wouldn't see that. You'll be good to go. Schedule transfers. If how you want to receive your money, You're able to do that in your account settings. And here is your instant transfer in your Lincoln account. So if we go here to the right, we have our search, we have our messaging. So if your customers were to reply to an invoice or reply to an appointment, those messages come up here. If you wanted to have your own toll-free number, you can try it for free. There's your two. And then if you have multiple locations, you can choose which location you want to send the message from. And your notification settings, you have email and push notification. This means if you have the app on your phone, it will be sent as a notification on your phone and to your email. You can also do Square Assistant, which is like their AI. Do not disturb. If you wanted to turn on do not disturb, you can have it here, and you will need to understand that you have set up do not disturb. Permissions, those are set with your team permissions, and then it'll tell you your subscription. So you're using the free version, and you can do the plus version for 30 days. So those are your messages. Then back in the dashboard, next to those messaging, you have your notifications, which are here. So anytime an invoice is paid and an appointment is set, those updates will show here in your notifications. Then you have your help, and this is Square Help. Last in that menu is you should see your business name. You'll see your name. You have account settings, the beta hub, which are all the features that are currently in testing, your cookie policy, your cookie preferences, the seller community. You can order your Square hardware and get free processing. And this is your sign out. So that is your complete dashboard for Square. Now going through, if you were ready to get started with adding in your items, one thing is that your item library is connected to your Square Online. So any product that you add here, you can also add to your Square Online. So you don't have to enter items twice. Each item needs a name and a description. If you want to add photos, you do that here. You have to set a location, which if you only have one, it will automatically be set. But if you were to add locations later, you can have it set to where this product is available at future locations. For categories, you can create categories or select them here. Options will be size, color, material. You can name the set and then add your options. Then units is for your item. If you had a SKU, you can put that there, the weight of it, if you're shipping, and your price. Here's your stock. You can add low stock alerts to where if it is under a certain amount, you can add in those details to receive a notification after it's reached a certain threshold. Modifiers are add-ons. Then your custom attributes, if there are certain things that you need for this product that you want them to know, as I said, book author or difficulty level for a game. This is information that you're giving them in regards to this item, not anything for them to select. Then you have your checkout behavior. If you want them to skip the detail screen and go right to checkout, you can. Then you have your sell online section where you're able to sell this product online on your website through payment links or through food pickup and delivery. There's also Facebook where you can put this item on your Facebook or Instagram store. Last, if you wanted to create a subscription for this product, you can. Click add, and then you'll go to plans to create the actual plan. Everything in the items is what is already in the account. So if I was to select a category, I can't create a category here, but I can select a category. So the first thing I will want to do is go down to the categories and input those item categories here. If I want to add discounts, I would do the same. They are here. In your channel listings menu, this is where you will sell those particular products in your store. So if you have the online channel, which we have not set up yet, you'll be able to put those channel listings in there. For service library, these are all the services that you sell. These were typically put into appointments or invoicing, and it can be done for Square Online. And to create a service is similar to the items, name, description, location, your category, your price. With services, you either do a fixed or variable price. Then you have a duration in hours and minutes, different variations, and then you have scheduling with Square appointments. If you wanted to do that, you can do it to have it bookable by customers online, but you will need to have Square appointments set up. Then you have your modifiers here and custom attributes. So that is everything for your Square services. You have your image library. Every image that you want to upload and utilize throughout Square, you can put them here. And each one that you add to a listing or a service will automatically be put here. So you're able to come in and update those images here. Modifiers are here. If you wanted to add in modifiers before creating your items, this is the menu that you will do them in. Your categories, your discounts. When you go to create a discount, you'll put a name, the amount type. So if you want to do a specific dollar amount, a percentage, or a variable amount, or a variable percentage, you can. Put your amount here. This is the location that that discount will be associated with. Then you can set your discount rules. So you can apply the discount to an item or category, a quantity, or a customer group. If you were to do a buy one get one happy hour or just a all drinks 50% off, then you can come in here using this discount rule. You can select the quantity and have one quantity and then apply the discount to a get one. So if they buy one, then they get one, obviously. And I can put the individual items here for what I want this discount to be associated with. Or if I want to do all items, I can just toggle this here and select the product that I want to get for free. I can also do a schedule for certain days and times. And I can set a date range. Then you can set a minimum subtotal and then a maximum discount value. Then if you are utilizing the POS, if you wanted to require a passcode to be put in for this discount, you can do it here. And if you wanted to apply the discount after taxes, you could toggle this on here. So those are your Square discounts. Next is options. So these are if you do size or you do coloring, they're kind of repeated throughout, then you can add them as option sets here and then add them into the items that they go to. So you only have to update this in one place and there'll be just grouped options to add, especially if you have a retail store and there are certain things that comes with that particular product. This is where those options will come in to where you're not putting them in over and over again. So next is units. It's based on how you want to measure your items. So you'll have all of these and you can choose and add it in here. You have your custom attributes. Any of those additional details, you can put them here and add them to the items later on. So for your item settings, you have dining options. So if you have kitchens, then this is good for you to where you can have if it's a for here order, to go order, delivery, pickup, and you can toggle these on and off as you see fit. Comp and void if you want to void member items off of your POS or monitor team members who are utilizing the voiding and the comps for their orders. You can set this up here. Then for inventory, you'll be able to adjust the inventory level through invoices. So if you sell items on your store and through invoicing, it will decrease the inventory that you have on stock if it is paid through an invoice. And then you have your locations here. And then last is payment links. So once you click that, it's going to take you to create an actual payment. So you have to make a payment, sell an item, sell an event or class, and accept a donation. Each one has its own set of variables that needs to be completed. So if I come into the settings of payment links, I could toggle on Cash App, Google Pay, Apple Pay. I can also do Afterpay, and then it tells me the eligibility of what they're able to use it on. So you use it as low as $10 a product, $10 of that order, or to $2,000. It covers for Afterpay. Then you have your email notifications, either dashboard or mobile add-on links, or the point of sale links. Then you have location settings. You can enable your sales tax, add in tipping amounts, set up service charges, enable coupons, enable customer notes, any of your policies that you want displayed with your payment link, and then how you will fulfill this particular order. If it's a shipping order, then you will need to receive an address for their shipping, but shipping is not an option when it comes to events or subscriptions. You can do a shipping fee here, and as you see, you could print your labels in the order section. And then if you have pickup enabled, pickup is another option for fulfillment. So those are your payment links. So that was your complete item library. So this is where you'll spend the most of your time setting up, entering in all of this information to ensure that it's set correctly. You can also import the items by using a CSV, entering in that information, and then importing it in. So next is the invoices. So in your invoices, this is another very popular product that is offered with Square. When you come in for your overview, you're able to create an invoice, enable contracts, and create estimates. So once you start, you send your first invoice. This view will update with a list of your invoices. So you have projects underneath your overview. This is a part of the plus, but you can put in your task, you can put in customer information, as it's basically a place that is like a CRM for your project management tool. So you see more about that here. You do get it free for 30 days if you wanted to try it, but it's not something that has to happen in order to send invoices. So next under is invoices, and this is where you can send your first invoice. So in creating the invoice, skip the tutorial, you'll add your customer's information. If they're already in your account, then you can put their name and select them from the list. But if you're new, you can put their email address or phone number in as you create a new customer. You put an invoice title, an invoice ID, a message. If there's a specific date that you will do this service, then you can add that information in. Frequency, if it's recurring or one time, when you want to send it, and then when it's due. So those are all the details that you will need to start the invoice. Then you'll put your line items here. If you want to add a discount, that's here. You can search for an existing one, or you can create a new one in the invoices. And if you wanted to add a shipping fee or service charge, you can do that here. So you have your payment options. You have a credit or debit card, which is 3.3% plus 30 cents per transaction. If you do Invoices Plus, and then you get the 2.9 plus 30 cents online. You can do bank transfers, Cash App Pay, and gift cards if you have gift cards set up for your account. You can also allow tipping and for them to save a payment method on their file. Then you can choose how you will send this invoice, whether it be email or text message, or if you want to copy and paste a link to them in a text message or something. Then you can set your reminders. There's already 4 that are currently set. So 7 days before, on the due date, 1 day after, and 3 days after. Then if you require shipping, you can request a shipping address. If you wanted to add a Square contract, you could do that here. Any attachments that you may need will go here. And then custom fields, which is a plus feature, would go here. So that is how you will create a invoice. Now, in getting started with invoices, I do recommend that you go to your settings and click invoices and set up that default template. So if I click default, I can come down here and click edit. This is the template that will be used every time a new invoice is completed. So once I go to create a invoice to send to a client, this information in this template will be automatically added each time. So if you come in and put, if your invoice title is about the same, you can do that. If you have the same message that you send over and over to customers in your invoices, then you will put that message here. That way, when a new invoice is created, that message will already be in. You can add in all of your timing information here. And if there are things that you always add to your invoices when you create them, like your shipping fee or your service charge, you can do that. Your late fee is here also. If you want to do a percentage or a flat rate, you put that here, and you can also input a grace period. So if you don't want them to get charged a late fee 5 days after the due date, then you'll put 5 here. After that 5th day, on the 6th day, they will receive that late fee. So adding that into here, adding your payment options, your tipping, how you regularly want to share it, if you need their shipping address, if you put it in this template, each time that you send a invoice, these settings will already be set. So it's taking that work off of you. Same with estimates. If you want to send an estimate, most of that information, these are your default settings here. Then if you are using the plus, you can automatically convert that estimate to an invoice, and they could go and pay it, and it'll be set after they accept it. Next in the settings is your customization. So in the plus plan, you are able to change the layout of your invoice, your brandings here, and your content options. So if you wanted to change deposit, retainer, down payment, you can do that. For items, if you want to do services or products, you can. Quantity or hours, price, rate, unit price. You could change all of those options for how it looks on your invoices and your estimates. Then next is notifications. For your invoices, you can have a notification when it's viewed, sent, updated, paid, canceled, or when reminders are sent. Same for estimates. So once this information in your settings in your invoices is set, you won't have to worry about it going forward. So coming up to reoccurring series, this is where you will send those invoices that are sent on a weekly, daily, monthly, quarterly. You can set up this reoccurring series to where it will automatically create a new invoice for them based on the frequency you have set. So frequency is recurring. And then for the schedule, you can have it start immediately. Frequency is a day, week, month, year. And then you repeat every 2 months, every 3 months. And then you can set a end series for when the last invoice is sent for this. You can also allow for automatic payments and set your line items and your payment options for this. So that is your recurring series of invoices. Next is estimates, and you can create your estimate. It's similar to the invoices, but you'll put your customer, your title, your ID, your message, any contracts or an attachment. And then after this, you'll put in the invoice information and then send it. So it's all very similar workflow for all of them. Next is reports, and this just gives you a overview of your invoices, anyone that are outstanding or they're late, they're in draft status. You'll be able to see all of that. Then next is apps. These are apps that work with your invoices. So if you use FreshBooks, that's here, WP Forms, Blue Cash, Zoho Books, you can add these apps to your account. Each one is either free or has a free trial or will have a monthly fee. It's based on whichever app that you choose, and you can see that information always in the pricing section. So those are your invoices. So next we're going to go over here to our account settings. Now you'll have your sign in information. You can always also set up a personal POS passcode for this clock in, clock out on the point of sale. This is for your personal POS. So this is for you, your account. Each team member can have their own passcode, which is how you can track their in and out of the POS system. Then you have your two-step verification, sign out, and then your security and recovery information. Next down is your preferences, which is your language and your time zone. Next is your business information. If you go to About My Business, there's things here like your business name. If you need to edit it, you can do that here. The owner name isn't changed. You will have to go through Square support to change the business owner name because your identity was verified when you set this up. Then you do English. Now, if you wanted to transfer this business to another person, you can do that by doing transfer business. If you wanted to deactivate your business, you could do that here. So next is business security. This is where you have two-step verification and authorized representatives who can contact Square on your behalf. Then your team permissions. Next is email notifications. These are emails that you will receive to your account email from Square. So you have your daily sales, your monthly and annual sales summaries, any product updates, programs and events, government products, all of those things. You can do transactional emails too, per payment, per refund, or per transfer, for you to understand what is going on in your business from your email. Next is outage notifications. So if any time that Square may go down or they're doing updates and they have to bring the platform down, which is typically in the off time, but any emergencies that may happen that causes Square to go down, they want a way to contact you. So you want to put your email address in or for text messages notification. You could put those here, and that way you will get those outages notifications. Now, one good thing is that Square offers is if even if you're offline, you can still take payments, but you will capture all of the information. Then once service restores, you'll go through and process all of those payments. So you're not missing out on collecting payments while you're like a vendor show or something. You're able to still gather that information as a regular sale and then process it later. So next is locations. If you wanted to add multiple locations to your business, this is the place to do it. You'll just click create location. You'll put location business name, a nickname, the description. Let's take that out. Take locations out, period. Pricing and subscriptions. So next is pricing and subscriptions. So if you had a subscription, you will want to add a debit or credit card here to have those subscriptions paid for. If you do sell CB products, you will have to opt into their BD products program where you'll have to apply and go through the steps for that. Next is bank accounts. This is where you can finish your setup for Square checking or connect external accounts and set up your automatic transfers. So next is the transfers. It will always tell you the transfer amount that's available, which linked account it will go to. Your transfer schedule is automatic, and then the transfer speed, 1 to 2 business days, same day or custom. They also have a little schedule down here where based on the business day, you can see when that transfer will happen and when it will arrive in your bank. There's also a weekend balance here that you can set on and have them set out on Fridays. Next is your receipts. This is what your customers will receive. So if you want to add your logo, you can do add branding, and there's two formats. There's the frame format, which we see the square here, or the full format. So we want to make sure we have the logos to cover that entire area. Adding the image here, you'll click add and it'll open up your downloads folder for you to upload it. Then if you wanted a specific color, you could do that here and then hit next, and then it will ask you your locations and you'll apply it. So those that are updated will be here. You can also have a printed logo, and you want that logo to be black and white so that once it prints, you'll be able to see the logo on your receipt. So next is how these items will show up. So if you want the item description to show, then you can have that here. If not, you can just take that off. You can also show total savings here, and then turn on and off cart level discounts. So we have discount here, and we have our $3 savings. But if we were to take it off, then we have a discount for the whole purchase. It doesn't break it down per line, it only breaks it down by the total. So next you could have your location set. If it is mobile, it doesn't give you an address, but if you do have an address, it will show up here on the map. You have your phone number, you can add in your social media, your return policy, your custom text, and then a referral banner. If you don't want the referral banner to show, which is this here, run your own business, get $1,000 free, you can simply uncheck it and it'll take it off. So once you made all changes, you'll click save, and that is your receipts. Next is your tax forms. This is going to ask you based on your taxpayer status. You can add that here. So it's be a 1099 to a point. If it's for your business, you'll get those. So then every time you get that 1099K form, it will generate here to where you could download it later. Next is sales taxes. So if you needed to set up sales tax, then this is where you will go through. Once it's created here, it will go across the board, including your online, your invoices, and everything. So you set it up once and it's gone through the whole system. Then you have service charges. If you wanted to apply service charges at checkout, you can create that. You'll just name it at a percentage or an amount here, and then what locations, and then any sales tax that are added. Next will be your payment methods. This is where you could toggle on and off the payment methods that you would like to offer. Right now, it's only Afterpay and Tap to Pay on iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, you can take payments from your iPhone, but you will have to learn that and set that up here. Afterpay is typically set up for every account, so it is a buy now, pay later, and you have an online in person, and you can edit those settings here. So next is fulfillment. If you have pickup and delivery options that you wanted to do, you can do that here. Next is shipment. If you wanted to create labels and then set profiles for that, you can add that here based on the location. So if I add the rate, I can put it in if I wanted to do a flat rate based on an order total, based on a weight, number of items. Those are all that I can set up here based on the country that they're in. Then for creating labels, there is a Square and Shippo integration that you can set up. Next is Square Hardware. So it brings you to a Square Hardware landing page where you can learn more about these particular accessories and kits for running your business. So next is information request. Any request that you have submitted to Square, they will be here. Then next is free processing, which you get a link that you can send out and you'll be able to reward them and reward yourself. So you can send a referral, you could tweet about it, you could share it on Facebook. There's a $20 discount for a new Square hardware, and then they're saving on processing fees up to $1,000 for the first 180 days. So once you start your account for the first 180 days, and with being referred, you can get $1,000 with no process fees. So that information always down here. So if you have any referral activity, it'll be here. And any rewards that you receive will be here too. Last is online sales channels. So you have your Meta for Business, order with Google, Facebook food ordering, pickup and delivery, reserve with Google, and Instagram. So those are your appointments. With your appointments, there is a get started point where you can utilize for booking on your website, on your existing site. If you don't want to use a Square online site, you can still utilize it through the Square app, Square Appointments app, and you can add it to your existing website by just embedding it. And in setting up Square Appointments, you do get a link that you can send, and it will send through the Square platform where they can go and book the services you have. So you don't even need a site to actually have them book. You see the different options for this here, but it has everything you need for those Square appointments. I do have another video that went in depth with the Square appointments, so I'm not going to cover that today, but everything that I covered helps you get started right away. So at this point, you will be ready to add your items and start selling. You'll be able to send out your payment links and have everything in your dashboard. You have a way to get paid. You have a way to house your items. You have that way to send your invoices out if you need it. So if you wanted to sell them through a Square website, you'll go to sales channels and online. This will start the piece of the Square Online. Your Square dashboard and your Square Online is still connected. Everything that happens on your site will show up in your dashboard on your store. So there is a free plan. Then you'll start at $16 a month, going up from there. And it will show the things that are added to each plan. Your free plan, pretty much the only thing is that you won't be able to put a custom domain. But if you want to sell on Facebook, if you want to add the link to your Google business page, you can do all of that on the free plan. You just wouldn't have that custom domain as we see here. And of course, it would be branded with Square. So, but you'll still have all of your pickup delivery, your shipping, you'll still have Cash App Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Square Pay, Accepting Afterpay. All of those things are added. So everything you need to essentially get started with selling, you can do right away. With each plan, of course, new settings are added and you're able to extend past. You're able to remove the Square branding on the professional side. So once that is set up, you'll just put your theme on there, add in some of your branding, and we do cover this in my Square class. We go through and build this site from start to finish so you could get started selling. So right now, that is everything. I know that Square is a huge platform, but I wanted to be able to come in and give you the steps to get started. So you have it literally from beginning to now. At this point, if I needed to send a digital product over, which that's another thing. So what's coming up now are digital products. Square does not give you a place to upload a particular product. So a PDF or an image, you wouldn't be able to sell that through here. You will have to use a third party to deliver it. So you could add the item to your library for sale. Somebody can purchase it, and then that third party service would send that item to them. or you can do it manually. I'll have a video coming up about the tool that I found that you are able to do it automatically with, but it is not currently in with Square. You cannot send digital product like the files through Square. So if I go down to apps, there is a app marketplace that shows you all the apps that connect to this. If you're already using something like SendOwl, they do connect with this Square platform. You're able to see a couple of them like Printful, PandaDoc, Live Chat, or just SendOwl. So you'll be able to just connect your account to Square. Currently, they're offering $1 per month for the first 2 months for new users. Then if we scroll down, we'll see it's $18 per month. And then there's a fee based on the plan that you're on. The app that I believe I found, I think it was like $9 a month. So that video will go live tomorrow. So you'll be able to see that particular one. But so that is where I'm going to cap up this class, because we're now at the point where there are a number of different ways that you could go. And I didn't want this to be overwhelming at all. If you wanted to get started with Square, you literally have everything you need. At this moment, I'm able to take payments. I'm able to send out those payment links. If I didn't want to go through the website, I could send out invoices to get the payments. My payments are set up. Once I set up my account and verify my identity, setting in that third-party bank account or setting up Square checking, I can get access to my money. So this is one of the biggest things that people get stuck at in getting started with Square. I do have a few videos on my channel in regards to some of the appointments. I do have one on invoices and digital products. So those are all things that if those are the route that you want to go, you can check out the Mastering Square playlist below. And those items would be covered in there. So at this point, congratulations, you're ready to get started selling your products with no problem. If you're looking for something to take you past this in a specialized way, you can get access to my Square course right now, and it's currently discounted so that while it's being updated, because this is something that I've had for a couple years now. So now all of these new little features that are being brought to Square, now there's going to be updates. So if you wanted to get in now for that course, you can also find it on Skillshare and on Udemy. So you have multiple places to get this course, and it goes more in depth into running Square businesses. So if you have a mobile business, if you're a notary, if you have a pet washing business, if you have a brick and mortar, we go through all the little technical pieces of Square and how to actually utilize them and how to make sure that it works for you and not against you. So thank you so much for just taking the time to be here with me today going through this. I hope this was extremely helpful, and let me know down below in the comments if it's anything you want to see additional videos on. If you want to see me go more in depth on certain things, then let me know in the comments. If you're in for the replay, let me know. If you're in the chat now, you go ahead and throw it in too. And because I want to make more videos on Square because it's such a big platform. And all the other videos that I have on the Square platform, they were needed. I know they were needed because I received so many of your comments and such. So I thank you for leaving comments and letting me know what was helpful, what wasn't helpful, and any additional questions that you have. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday.